Law enforcement, first responders, and emergency management directors from across the Panhandle convened yesterday to prepare for a worst-case scenario. KNEB.TV News starts right now. Hello, I'm Ryan Murphy. This is KNEB.TV News, powered by Platte Valley Companies. Thanks for joining me. In our top story, local and regional officials were...
From your trusted source for news in Western Nebraska and Eastern Wyoming, this is KNEB.TV News. Presented by Platte Valley Companies, premier provider of financial services.
Hello, I'm Ryan Murphy. This is KNEB.TV News, powered by Platte Valley Companies. Thanks for joining me. In our top story, local and regional officials worked together yesterday to prepare for a worst-case scenario during a training exercise in Bridgeport.
Well, what we're doing is a mass fatality exercise, and basically that's training people how to handle a mass casualty event that might have several fatalities involved.
During Tuesday's tabletop read, topics addressed included determining agencies' jurisdiction's preparedness for a mass fatalities incident and working on critical operational activities, including notification, staging, search and recovery, and family assistance.
And we're looking at a mass casualty. We're going to have injuries and fatalities, both. And today we're really gearing on how we plan for dealing with the fatality side of it. There are some injuries in it, so we'll have a casualty piece. We're really focused on putting a plan together on how to deal with multiple fatalities. The idea is to kind of go through all of the ins and outs of each region, and then they will compile that so that they can get an actual panhandle plan kind of put together to be able to share across the borders of each county and be able to operate in the event that there would be a mass fatality incident.
Region 22 Emergency Management Director Tim Newman says it's important to tackle these tough topics, not only to fine-tune your emergency procedures, but also help agencies who don't have anything in place have a game plan in case these worst-case scenarios become a reality.
We hope that everyone has plans in place, but the biggest thing we want to find out is who doesn't have plans in place, or what plans might fall short in this kind of situation, where we can work on those gaps and fill those gaps with new planning.
The tabletop is a good way for the participants to actually sit down, network with each other, get a feel for what they can bring to the table ahead of time to kind of develop the plan and the policies and the procedures and work. Then they can kind of work with county boards and city councils and other whole community stakeholders to actually put the process in place to maybe move up to an incident where they actually do some field response.
Agencies involved were Region 21, Region 22, and Region 23 Emergency Management, based out of Sidney, Scottsbluff, and Chadron, as well as law enforcement officers and representatives from long-term care facilities, hospitals, fire, and EMS. Well, Western Nebraska Regional Airport has rolled out a new aircraft firefighting truck, which is expected to enter into service soon. Airport manager Raul Aguayo says the new truck carries 1,500 gallons of water, 200 gallons of liquid foam, and 450 pounds of dry chemical. Aguayo says it's a quick attack or rapid intervention vehicle.
It just showed up yesterday on a truck about 3 o'clock. We don't even have insurance on it yet, so we're hoping to get that done today, get some plates on it, maybe the first of next week. And then a company out of Texas will come and put my staff through a week's worth of training on operation and function and loading and unloading and tool placement and things like that. Once that happens, then we'll officially sign off on the truck, and then we'll be able to put it into service.
Aguayo says since the airport has become more noted for accepting diverted flights from Denver, the new truck, along with the 2 fire trucks they currently have, will help to facilitate that role. And the Scottsbluff Family YMCA is reaching the finish line of their annual campaign fundraiser, and they've set an ambitious goal for 2019. This year, they're hoping to raise $190,000, and that money raised not only provides financial scholarships to low-income families who might not otherwise be able to utilize the WISE programs, but also assists various nonprofit organizations in bringing groups to the YMCA or Trails West Camp at reduced prices. That ties in with this year's theme, Change a Life, Give, because everyone belongs. Senior Program Director Trinity Bergner says it's easy for locals to make a donation to make a difference.
Come to the front desk, give us a call. We do have scan cards throughout town with QR codes, and they just scan those with their phones, and they can actually donate right there on their phones. You can go through our website, and you can do it that way as well.
This year's fundraising total is a little higher than last year's target of $185,000. Well, coming up after the break, Bill Boyer will be in with your midweek weather forecast. Stick around. KNEB.TV News will be back right after this.
At Platte Valley Bank, we know when you need a loan, time is of the essence. We are locally owned with decisions made right here at the bank. Our lenders are experienced, efficient individuals who are committed to our customers. Our flexible lending policies make it possible to fulfill loan requests, big or small, quickly. Whether you want to purchase a car, home, or even start a business, our committed associates are here to help. Stop into any location today and see what Platte Valley Bank can do for you.
My big secret for designing a quality kitchen on a budget is J&K Cabinetry. They have all the great standard features that my clients love. Solid wood doors and frames, soft close doors and drawers, dovetail joinery. The quality is amazing. J&K Cabinetry has 17 beautiful locations, sells directly to designers, contractors, and dealers, and provides plenty of options for a semi-custom look. But the most important thing is having a satisfied client and just seeing how much they love their kitchen. J&K Cabinetry, a new kitchen around you.
ZM Lumber in Scottsbluff, your local headquarters for J&K Cabinetry.
Pool together all your money with a friend and invest in 2 Arby's French dip and Swiss sandwiches for just $6. It's the perfect get-rich-quick on sandwiches scenario. Arby's, we have the meats.
This is KNEB.TV weather from the Arby's Weather Center. Arby's, we have the meats.
Right to our forecast here this evening, we're going to be dealing with cloudy skies. Any of the showers that we have are going to come to an end, but it's going to take a while for these winds to go down. Notice still 19, 20 miles an hour through 10 o'clock or so. Even overnight into the early morning hours tomorrow, we're going to be in the 10 to 15 mile an hour range at least. So it does look like things are going to be breezy as we start the day off tomorrow. Windy tonight especially, they will decrease. Showers should come to an end here in the next couple of hours. Will be cooler tomorrow, and the winds are going to make it feel even colder. But then we look really nice as we get into the weekend. Things really look like they improve. 46 yesterday for a high, 19 for our low, and nothing in the rain gauge yesterday. A little bit of light shower activity across the region so far today. Let's take a look at the bus stop forecast tomorrow. Heading to school, about 26. On the way home, 42. Bright sunshine tomorrow, and no major issues in terms of any precip coming for the next several days. Right now, temperatures in the 30s in the eastern half of the state, 30s to primarily near 40 for some of us out here. Depends on whether that front is blown through the region. 35 up in Chadron, 41 Scottsbluff, 34 in Cheyenne, right around that 40-degree mark. But boy, look at the winds. They are really howling out there. Over 20-mile-an-hour winds, many locations. These are sustained winds. Gusts are 10 to 15 mile an hour higher than that. And so those winds in combination with the temperatures, making it feel cold out there. Look at these wind chills. Upper 20s in the southern panhandle, upper low 20s rather in the northern panhandle, even near 20 up around Lusk. So very cold conditions out there. Still have high wind warnings posted for today. Those will end this evening as we go here across the region, thankfully. But boy, look at these winds, in impressive winds that we have here this evening. They'll continue across the area, get very strong by midnight tonight. They should start to ease off a little bit, but even tomorrow morning we're going to be dealing with some gusty northerly northwesterly winds. So temps tonight are going to fall into the 20s. Wind chills are going to be down into the single digits, though it's going to be even colder than that here across the region. Look at the cold air in the mountains. It is finally here for a few days. Temperatures tonight right here in the local area, 20 to 25 primarily. Tomorrow then, winds are off to the east. Notice they go with that frontal system, and a few hours behind the clouds, and the winds decrease with it. And we have very nice weather conditions coming for the rest of the day tomorrow, on into tomorrow night, and even into early Friday morning, things looking calm. That's a sign of things to come. We're going to warm up Friday, and as we go into the weekend, we have a very, very nice weekend of forecast coming for you. Tomorrow's highs rather, going to be in the upper 30s to near 40, so a touch cooler than where we were today. And temperatures right here around 40 degrees for most of us, maybe up into the low 40s. Torrington down to Bridgeport, right in the North Platte River Valley. Forecast tonight, some showers ending, clearing, windy. Winds are going to be 20 to 30, gusts over 40 early in the evening. Still gusty overnight, but not over that 40-mile-an-hour threshold, I don't think. Lows are going to fall into the mid-20s. Tomorrow's highs into the low 40s, but bright sunshine out there. Not as windy. Still gusty at times, though, 10 to 20 miles an hour. That's going to make it feel even cooler than that low 40 high. But boy, look what we got coming after then. Highs on Saturday, Sunday, Monday into the mid and upper 50s. If we're going to nitpick a little bit, maybe some breezy conditions, especially Saturday. Otherwise, highs in the low to mid 50s. Maybe by Wednesday of next week, a few showers around, but highs still above normal into the mid 50s.
You never know when you'll need an extra French dip in Swiss. It could get lost in the car or eaten by a confused stranger. Stuff happens to sandwiches. That's why Arby's made you 2 French dip and Swiss sandwiches for just $6. For only $6, you'll always have a spare French dip and Swiss until you eat it. You'll never have to be afraid. Arby's, we have the meats.
Care Heilbrunn, State Farm agent, is here to protect all the moving parts of your life. With auto, home, life, and financial services, Care Heilbrunn and her team make it simple to bring together what matters to you.
Who is Hydrotex? Hydrotex manufactures and distributes high-performance lubricants and fuel improvers. We've been helping customers improve their operations for over 80 years with products made in the USA. We sell directly to customers and cut out the middleman and offer excellent service and value. Our products last longer and work better so that you spend less time maintaining equipment and more time making money. Whether you're in a factory, farm, fleet, or food processing facility, Hydrotex can help you. Visit hydrotexoil.com or call 308-635-8162.
The leaves are turning and the temperatures are cooling, so it's time to come harvest the deals at the Viera Wireless Fall Savings Sale. Right now, get your family high-speed, truly unlimited mobile data for just $35 per line with 4 lines. Prices have never been lower for unlimited data. Plus, trade in your current phone and get up to $500 off the latest iPhone and Samsung models. Those are incredible savings on the most popular and advanced smartphones. Don't miss out on our Fall Savings Sale. Hurry into Viera today.
Welcome back. It took firefighters about 3 hours to control a house fire in Torrington on Monday afternoon. Crews were called to the 3600 block of Converse and found flames had already broken through the roof of the structure. Firefighters were able to knock down the blaze fairly quickly once inside and with the roof opened for ventilation. Fortunately, no one was home at the time, and a Wyoming State fire investigator is still working to determine the cause of the fire. Well, President Donald Trump has appointed Nebraska Governor Pete Ricketts to serve on an advisory committee for trade policy and negotiations. Ricketts announced the appointment and praised the president for pushing for, quote, better trade deals for working Americans and our family farmers and ranchers, end quote. Ricketts, a fellow Republican, has focused heavily on international trade during his time in office and led numerous trade missions to Europe, Asia, Canada, and Mexico. And customers of Nebraska Public Power District have reported receiving calls from people who say their bills should be paid immediately or the power will be shut off. These same people recommended payment with a credit card or prepaid card. NPPD says that's a scam. The utility has received reports of these high-pressure tactics being used on customers in Gordon, Chadron, Crawford, Hay Springs, and the Rushville area. NPPD Retail General Manager Tim Arlt says they received reports of similar scams taking place in Chadron just a few days ago and says the utility does not do business that way. Well, straight ahead, Nebraska Governor Pete Ricketts gets into the Christmas spirit. We'll have that story right after this.
Exceptional care, right here at home. That's the mission of Morrill County Community Hospital. Morrill County Community Hospital is a 20-bed critical access hospital that owns and operates clinics throughout Bridgeport, including specialty outreach clinics and Morrill County Home Health Clinic, as well as Chimney Rock Medical Center, located in Bayard. Our dedicated team is committed to you and our community every time at Morrill County Community Hospital, Bridgeport, Nebraska.
When we transform Nebraska corn into ethanol, it doesn't disappear from the food supply. It just takes a little detour. Ethanol is made from the starch. The rest of the corn becomes livestock feed to create meat and dairy products, corn oil, sweetener, and other food ingredients, and maybe a little carbon dioxide to make your soft drinks fizzy. Homegrown ethanol helps satisfy America's hunger for energy and the world's appetite for feed and food. Nebraska's family corn farmers, sustaining innovation.
Welcome back. Governor Pete Ricketts was joined by a crowd of more than 100 Nebraskans this week for the annual lighting of the Christmas tree.
What are we doing to make sure we are in the spirit by serving the people in our community who need our help, by loving those people who need our love? Because that is what the spirit is about.
I'd like to invite all the children that want to come up here and can fit in the area up here to come up and help the governor to get the lighting done. 1, 2, 3.
And 2 troopers were uninjured late Tuesday night after a marked Nebraska State Patrol cruiser they were driving was struck at the intersection of Highway 26 and 5th Avenue in Scottsbluff. A southbound Dodge Stratus was heading on 5th Avenue and failed to obey the flashing red traffic light at a Highway 26 intersection. The Stratus struck the passenger side of the cruiser. All parties in both vehicles were using their seatbelts, and both vehicles were totaled. No names have been released, but the NSP says a citation was issued to the driver of the Stratus. Well, straight ahead, we'll take a peek at what's happening around the region on the community calendar. Don't touch the dial. We'll be back right after the break. Well, let's take a peek what's happening on today's community calendar. That's a look at today's community calendar, brought to you by First State Bank, honoring those who give back. Nominate your community champion at fsbcentral.com.
The kids need to run off some energy after school or too cold to play outside? Bring them to Planet Bounce at the Monument Mall. With many bounce houses, a concession stand, and the largest redemption arcade around, Planet Bounce has hours of fun. Call today to schedule your birthday party, or ask Ron about renting a bounce house for your party, office party, or corporate event. Open Wednesday through Sunday, Planet Bounce Family Fun Center at the Monument Mall.
TC & More is having their 4th annual toy drive from now until December 15th. Purchase any game or toy in store, and TC & More will match all donations. These gifts will be distributed to local children around Christmas time. Please remember TC & More for your holiday shopping this season. From willow tree figurines to unique gifts for everyone on your shopping list. TC & More, 1621 Broadway in beautiful downtown Scottsbluff.
The growth and prosperity of our community is dependent on the reinvestment of local dollars into our local economy. When you open a high-interest savings account at Platte Valley Bank, we turn around and loan your money back to our community for new construction, business expansion, home loans, in backing agriculture, and much more. Come save with us at Platte Valley Bank and know that you are doing business with a local bank with local decisions that reinvests your money here in our community.
And finally tonight, local residents and officials gathered this morning to celebrate the beginning of renovation and expansions of the Visitor Center at the Scottsbluff National Monument. National Park Service officials say it's only fitting that the groundbreaking for the project and the unveiling of the 100th anniversary logo takes place today, which is 99 years to the day since the monument's creation. Park Superintendent Dan Morford says the changes to the Visitor Center have been 7 years in the making, which is considerably longer than it took area residents to convince federal officials to declare the landmark a national monument.
The park was created from petitions that the residents here back in 1916 started. It took them 3 times, but they stuck with it. That same spirit is still in Nebraska and the Panhandle today of sticking with it no matter what goes on.
In addition to the groundbreaking, monument staff also unveiled a new 100th anniversary logo featuring Eagle Rock standing above a covered wagon. Completion of the work on the Visitor Center is expected to take 9 to 12 months, and a trailer in the parking lot will serve as a temporary home to the visitor services and concessions. Well, that does it for us this time. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you here next time.